frankly, never in my lifetime has it been such a great time to be a Republican in Arkansas. And I think a lot of people are going to go straight Republican ticket this year, which is going to be very good news for the candidates who are running as Republicans.
How much do you think your endorsement is really going to make an effect on some of these races?
You know, I don't know that people pay that much attention to endorsements. It might give a little bit of attention to a candidate that might otherwise not have it, but candidates win elections. That's who people vote for. Endorsements don't make that much difference in the voting. But I think what makes a difference in the voting is that when people look at issues and they see that one party has shoved stuff down our throats, everything from Obamacare to owning car companies and bailing out the banks and bailing out the insurance companies, and people are sick of that. And this is an opportunity for people across America to send a very loud, clear message with the very just front of their shoe to tell them enough. And that's what I think is going to happen in November, is that they're going to get that message very clearly.
Jim Keat is not faring well right now in the polls here. How much do you think your influence or this event today is really going to make a difference?
Well, I think Jim's doing well in light of the fact that he's running against somebody with, $3 million, raised and $2.5 million in the bank, and it's tough. It's a big mountain to climb. I've been there, and yet it does not mean that people, when they really get down to it, aren't going to say, maybe this is a time to give someone else a chance. So Jim's got time to develop his message. He's got time to get out there and even this thing up.
How do you think this election cycle in Arkansas compares to the cycles that you were in the 90s?
It's totally different. Every time I ran throughout the last 20 years, it was never an advantage to be a Republican. You always had to have so much more out there because the basic ballot test was always going to lean Democrat. And so this is the first time ever in my lifetime when the advantage is to be Republican. I've never seen that before. I mean, I remember when I started, you have to put this in perspective. It meant going out there, and I see my friend Warren Dupuy. Warren will remember, we were stuck in the back of a parade in northeast Arkansas after everybody else was allowed to go, and they held the entire parade through until finally, and then they let the Republicans go. I've been in the events where they would turn the microphone off when I would get up to speak and turn it back on with the Democrats. I've been in places where people wouldn't shake my hand at an event. I'm telling you, it was brutal out there, and many were the times when you just had to sort of suck it up and accept the fact that being a Republican is no advantage in Arkansas. In fact, it was a huge disadvantage. This is an unusual year, and the generic Republican ballot test is totally different than it's ever been. It's a great time. It almost makes me wish I was running for something this year instead of all the
Before you,
Do you think the national frustration is enough to change politics on the local level in Arkansas?
Yeah, I do. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, I do think it's enough, primarily because people are realizing that this is an opportunity to send a message to a Democratic Party that is so disconnected from the American people, disconnected with pushing stuff that people don't want. 5 big issues that this week polls show American people are almost 70% opposed to. Obamacare, the bank bailout, the car bailout, and the stimulus package. The only thing of the 5 was financial regulation that a slight majority approved. Everything else they're against. And yet this is what the Democrats have to run on. They basically are getting out there saying, vote for us. We're the people who push all that stuff you hate. I mean, how dumb can you be to run on that platform saying, you hated Obamacare? We're the ones. You hated bank bailouts and car company bailouts and us injecting ourselves into who's the CEO? And you hated all this stuff about ridiculous $1 trillion spending packages that didn't do anything but raise the unemployment? That's us. Vote for us. Well, I hope they continue with that message because it just empowers Republicans all the way to November to be able to say, just remember, these are the guys that gave you the stuff that you hated and you asked them not to do, but they did it anyway because they thought they were smarter than you.
But do you think that's going to affect the down-ticket races like Land Commissioner, which has never had a Republican in office in Reconstruction?
Yeah, I think it will, because this is an opportunity. The best way that the American people can speak out, and the best way that Arkansas people can speak out, is to vote a straight Republican ticket this year, and just say we're going to give the other party, they've never had a shot at really running the government. Let's let them try. Let's give them a shot at it, because obviously the other party's done a pretty miserable job if you look at the overall status of things. So give the Republicans a shot.